Here we are. Welcome back to Trucking with Tram Jam. Welcome back to the vlog. Thank you for tuning in. Just loaded up down here at this refinery. That's where I seem to spend most of my days lately. Got a busy day today. Supposed to get 3 loads. And one of them generated right here in Tulsa. A couple more out of Ponca today. This next load, or this load I'm on right now rather, goes to Stillwater, and then I've got one where y'all have been with me before, and that's Ralston. And then I got one going there just outside of Oklahoma City to Midwest City. You know, this refinery over here is, gosh, it's, of course, like most refineries, they're pretty old. This one's 70 years old. Takes forever to get loaded at. You know, it just, dang, it takes a long time. It's there for 2 hours, you know. Just get a little propane on. The other problem with this refinery is there's, as you can see, railroad tracks everywhere. It's on both ends of it. There happened to be one blocking the other end. So, came this way. Super narrow and tight through here, but again, they put in our trusty steering wheel, so we'll make do. Hope y'all are having a great day. Thank you so much for tuning in, liking the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Seen lots of feedback, lots of comments. Appreciate that. Keep it coming. Look at this guy. Thanks for giving me the room I need. Takes all kinds out here. Takes all kinds. And I'm taking up every inch of room, so that's why I was driving like that, people. Come on now. You know, I've had a lot of questions and stuff. Just try to get to those in a timely fashion. Somebody messaged me the other day and was like, you know, what's the craziest thing you've ever dealt with or seen? Or there's a lot of them. You know, a lot of things come to mind, and gosh, one of them that kind of sticks in my mind, and it's because it's like, what is happening that's what's going on. I was traveling north on I-35 I was basically coming up towards the Tonkawa exit, which is like the exit 214 for the Loves. And I was coming up to that exit. I wasn't getting off there, I was just traveling through, and noticed about the 212 there was a car that had gotten in a wreck. It was torn up pretty good. Wasn't on its lid or anything like that. It was still upright, but I mean, it was mangled. It was an old red, I don't know what kind of car it was now. I want to say like an old Pontiac, like a 90s Pontiac, maybe even an 80s Pontiac. You know, it's kind of square body-ish. And convertible. I do remember that. It was a convertible. And there was a guy in it, and you know, he was kind of slumped over against the door. Come on, truck. Guess I was a little too soon for it. But he slumped over against the door, you know, head laying right here on the door. You can tell there was blood on his head. You know, it's like at this point, you know, you're not only starting to kind of slow down and, you know, let off the accelerator to just kind of see what's going on, but starting to hit the brakes like, whoa, you know, these people need help? What is in the road right there? It's kind of insulation or something. But anyway, you know, these people need help. And it's like, well, I don't know. You know, I'd like to help them, but you have to also understand I'm driving a semi-truck, so that's not really, number one, it's not safe to just pull over on the side of the interstate. That's one. Number two, I'm in a semi-truck, so it's like, it doesn't just take up a little bit of room, it takes up a lot of room. But number three, and the most important thing is I'm driving a hazardous material vehicle. You know, you can't just park, even in an emergency situation, and just be there. If I was involved, obviously. If I had witnessed it, probably. You know, but even then I could have probably pulled off at the next exit, called for help, and then, you know, been a witness, whatever. But there was already a car on the side of the road, and so it's like, okay, you know, again, you got to evaluate the situation. You can't just pull over and be the white knight everywhere, you know, the knight in shining armor. And you know, see his head, it's bloody or whatever, and you know, as I continue to travel up the roadway, I notice there's somebody walking, but then there's also another car. Another car is kind of down in the ditch, and it's torn up a little bit, and it's like a little Nissan Sentra kind of car, you know, a little four-door car, little rounded car. But of course, it's not round anymore. You know, it's all crunched up, and so it's like, how did they do that? And I can only speculate, right? We can only speculate at this point, but it makes me think that maybe one of them was on the shoulder and the other one hit it or something, because they're both kind of torn up, but there's nothing else there. It's just an interstate. It's just two lanes of traffic going. You know, there's a cable barrier on I-35 just like this one is. And so it was super odd at why both of these cars were down in the ditch. You know, of course, at the same time, you know, no offense to people driving the channel that aren't truck drivers, but four-wheelers will do what four-wheelers do. And that's figured out how to tangle up inside of each other there. But, you know, I see both of the cars, and I'm like, man, okay, well, there's more than, you know, one person involved here. Because, again, it was just kind of super odd that I see this car, and then it was a little ways down the road, I see this other car. You know, half a mile, maybe even a mile. You know, you're doing 65 miles an hour, so it doesn't take long for things to happen in progression. And, you know, like I said, I saw somebody walking and was like, what is going on? The strange thing was, it was a woman, it was a female, and she was completely nude. I mean, no socks, completely nude. And she's bleeding. And it's like, what is going on? So that, you know, you might think, okay, well, was there something going on in those cars and that's why they got in the wreck? Or I've also heard of people having an accident, having a head injury, you know, and then they do weird stuff. So it's like, you just, you know, you never know. You just hope that at the end of the day they're okay, and you know, they get the help that they need. And that's really all you can do, you know, is like hope for the best. You know, like I said, that there was already somebody else that was pulled over assisting, but man, you know, that's one of the weird stories, you know, that you come upon a car wreck and it's, you know, you think, well, you know, it's a car wreck. You see car wrecks out here on the road from time to time, and you know, it's part of driving. That's what happens. But then to see, you know, somebody bloody like that is one thing, you know, laying up on the side of the car like that, but then it's another thing to see somebody walking that's naked, you know. It ain't your turn. You just had somebody go. Thank you, though. It amazes me how long people have been driving and still haven't figured out how to work a four-way stop sign. Pretty sure they teach you that in driver's ed and in the learner's manual, but whatevs. I'm just easing over here real quick to the Quick Trip truck stop. I started off this morning down in Roland, Oklahoma, just outside of Fort Smith, Arkansas. I had a load that took me up there to Morrison Bluff. As you saw before, the video where we were putting the chrome caps on the lug nuts. You can view that video right there. So, come out of there this morning, eased on over there to Tulsa, got loaded. That is a nice truck right there. I've been seeing that truck, and I'm definitely a fan of the color and the layout of it. It's a good looking truck. They got some sharp rides in there right now. That white with blue, that silver with orange. They got some sharp rides in there right now. Don't get me to lying. I'd like to own one of these days, but I need YouTube to do a lot more than what it's doing. Come on. So I'm gonna ease off in here and probably grab a bite, because like I said, it's gonna be a long day, and I want to be able to keep after it, get some ice for my cup, and use the restroom and just be ready to ride. So we'll get back into this spot here and be ready to do work here shortly. I think I'm gonna go ahead and park next to that bus, leave a spot in between me and that other truck, so that way when it comes time for me to pull out, I don't have to worry as much about his nose. That right there is money, buddy. All right. Off duty because I'm taking a little break. See y'all after a while. Okay, all done over here. Now, it's gonna be about getting out of here, which means backing up onto this little side road. But before I do that, I'm gonna nose up over there in the corner a little bit more. So we just finished unloading, and you know, of course, it was set up to be right next to the tank. So we can get over here a little way without getting too far off of the frequently traveled ground here. Here's where we get to use that window a little bit. If I could see. And our mirror, looks like we are perfect. Sticking it between a light pole and a fence. Man, it's like I've done this a time or two. All right. Turn the flashers on because I thought we were going to end up out there in the street, but we didn't. Save 7 minutes. Delay 10 minutes. I wonder what's going on up there. It's just still water. like old Pistol Pete here through Stillwater. I don't know if that's his name, but it's definitely orange like Stillwater colors. Go Cowboys, why not, right? I don't know where this old boy's going. I guess he's going straight. Okay, well, we'll let him go straight and off we go. Down. Yeah, 11 miles Richmond Road. I mean, that's the way I need and want to go. And to be honest with you, semi truck, we're probably just going to go that way. That whole 7-minute delay or save 7 minutes, whatever, I'm just going to have to deal with it. You know, this is a college town with some pretty narrow roads, and the last thing I can do is end up on in front of the football stadium with this not so loaded bomb. But I've decided to change it up a little bit. I think I'm gonna go to Midwest City, which is just outside of Oklahoma City next. I'm gonna do that because it's gonna put us up in Ponca-to-Load at 2:30. We'll be out of there about 3 if nobody's in our way, which about almost 2 hours puts us right down there at Midwest City at 5. And I think that's gonna be perfect. We'll be unloading for about an hour, a little over an hour. I mean 6, and then we'll come on out of there, you know, so should be in there before the rush hour really hits, and hopefully out of there when it's done-ish. We'll see. The alternative is doing that Ralston load, which again, get there 2:30, load at 3 if nobody's in my way. It's only a 30-minute drive. That's 3:30. Takes about an hour to unload. That's 4:30, 30-minute drive. That's 5. Loaded back up by 5:30, and then back down to Midwest City by about 7:30. Interesting. There's old Pistol Pete. Yeah, this is definitely cowboy country up here. That puts us there at 7:30, and there wouldn't be any rush hour coming through there. Dang, decisions. See, here's the other thing. I wanted to get down there to that facility before they close, and I say facility, that customer location, you know, before they close up shop for the day, because I'm hoping that maybe their gate is open and I can just ease right on in there and unload. Because to be honest with you, from Google Maps, it doesn't look like there's a whole lot of room between the road and their gate for me to park my truck and trailer. So that's what I'm faced with. But on the flip of that, Ralston, as you've seen before with me, that place is an interesting place to unload at, and it may actually be better going there during the day. I've got about an hour to think about it, so I'll worry about that. I guess in the meantime, we'll just cruise for a little while, get up here and make a decision. but that's a cold walk. Dang it. What a long day it was yesterday. Yep, it is the next day. So, to recap, we did the load to Stillwater, then the load to Ralston, and then here we are on our final load to Midwest City. Just went through Oklahoma City. Now, headed east on 40 right now, just a couple miles out. It's a cold one. 34 degrees this morning. And, yeah, I think that's the high. I mean, according to my watch, it says it's 29 outside and 37's the high, but you know, the truck, it's not a weather station for sure. Wouldn't trust it 100%. And yeah, I realize we're doing 60 and a 70, but I got to get off up here, so there's no point in jumping in front of this guy just to slam on the brakes. Did you hear that? There's no point in jumping in front of somebody to slam on the brakes at your next exit. Those of you that needed to hear that. It's gonna be a cold one today, obviously, but should be another good day. Next load takes me up to Ponca and then out towards Arkansas, so I'll head back up that way here shortly. But meanwhile, we're about a mile out from this place, and looking over the dispatch notes, this needs to go in the front tank. There's 3 tanks here, 2 in the back, 1 towards the front. So we're gonna stick this in the single tank up towards the front, but not real sure. I've never been here, so I'm not real sure the layout. I did look on Google Maps. It is a steep drive with a street and then a gate, and I don't think you can get the truck all the way off the road before you get to that gate. I'm not sure. I do have the code for the gate, but regardless, and then there's a turnaround in there, but again, I don't know which way is best to turn around. I've never been here, so you're gonna find out with me. I can see it from here. It's right across the street from this Camping World. So there it is with the tanks right there. And their gate is open. Well, that's good to see. All right. It's starting to snow a little bit. Not a lot of it, but a little bit. All right, we're looking good that way. We're looking good this way. School bus stopped right there where I need to be. It's an interesting place. Get on that bus, little kitties. It's cold out there. Looks like they're using the... Oh, okay, it's the driveway next door to where I need to be. Like I said, it's a pretty steep climb. Just gonna keep it in this gear right here. Oh man. Yeehaw! Holy cow, we made it. That was tighter than tight. Okay, well, we need to be right here where this truck is, so I'm gonna go to the left and circle around. Don't hit this truck. Man, they've got stuff everywhere in here. that's cool. Yeah. Looks like they need to do a little dirt work. Goodness. From all these trucks, trailers turning around in here, you know what? Woo, buddy. I'm gonna go check in with these folks and see if I can get some stuff moved here. Okay, all done. That's gonna be an interesting departure. I'm gonna basically back where we were almost. Because obviously I can't make that turn. It's just gonna be too sharp, and then you gotta cut it out of there. It's just, that's too much. Way too much. You're doing too much. All right. We're literally just gonna back right back where we were before we pulled up to this spot. This place is busy. People coming in here left and right, you know, filling up their little propane bottles. A bunch of hunters and some campers and stuff like that, you know. All right. So let's see, how do we want to do this so that we don't pile this thing up coming out of here, tear my truck up, tear my fenders up, and all that good stuff. We shall see, because this slope is hardcore. I still can't believe I made it through that gate with only one of the gates open. A heck of a driving maneuver I did there. Now I'm getting ready to do another one. I'm going to try to come at an angle here so that we don't just bottom this dude out, but same time, I want to twist the dadgum frame, tear my fenders up, all the way off the ground, sketch, and I need to get over. Yeah, trailer ABS, I bet it's pissed off. Dude was 9 kinds of in the air. You know what, I'm gonna pull over and reset it. I had a feeling it was gonna be a mad individual. We'll hop out real quick and reset it, and then once I get going down the road again, it'll be just fine. All right. Pop that dude off, kind of count to 10. You can count for me. I'm not very good at it. Meanwhile, we'll get a look at everything. Everything looks good. That cord ain't too tight. The cord down there is just fine. I'm gonna call that good. Put that in. I hear it clicking back there, which means it's resetting. That dude like that. Okay. Now the light may still be on at the moment, which it is, but once I get going, it should restart itself. Hopefully it didn't make a liar out of me. Hopefully it ain't broke. Alright, well, headed back to Ponca, get our next one. Unless this thing isn't cooperating, I may have to ease by the yard and get them to reset it or something. There's a little gizmo in there that kind of little sensors, and gets out of line or off whack or something, you know, it doesn't read right. So anyway, appreciate you tuning in. Thanks for liking the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'm really happy with how this channel is coming along, and it's all thanks to you. So appreciate you being here. Until next time, keep it between the mayonnaise and the mustard. Take care.